Have you ever wondered how you can build wealth from nothing? Today we're going to unpack that. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and I love just talking about all the different things that come into play to create wealth in your life. It's interesting because this question has come up in lots of different forms. How do I create wealth from nothing? I was approached by somebody at a book conference, and they had said to me, you know, that's great, Frank, but what do you do with nothing? And it was the same question. How do you generate wealth from nothing? Like, if you've got nothing, how do you generate wealth? Unfortunately, the stereotypical knowledge that's toted out there, which is get a good job, get a high-paying job, etc., is only a small piece of the equation. Just a small piece. That equation is never completed. Even in school, tell me, if you're watching this video and you're still watching this video, make sure you like it. I would say to you, how many of you in school have been shown the rest of the equation? That unknown rest of the equation that makes all the difference in the world. I dare say very few. I've been reading through one of Robert Kiyosaki's books, The Cash Flow Quadrant. Excellent book. Robert's writing is interesting. You have to read everything he writes because there's times when he's writing it will be kind of all over the map. I'm guilty of this too, to be honest with you. But also then he'll stop and throw a gold nugget down. This is where this video came from, because everything he mentions in one of his chapters, it's actually in chapter 10 of this book. He's talking about action beats inaction. You got to make mistakes to make profit, etc., etc., etc. But he touched upon three major points when it comes to building wealth from nothing. Those points are, you have to maintain a long-term vision and plan. Is number one. Number two is that you got to believe in delayed gratification. And number three, that you use the power of compounding interest in your favor. Believe it or not, that's it. That is it in a nutshell. It's never been said so simply that I've read anywhere else. Now let's unpack those three. So let's start with point number one. You maintain a long-term vision and plan. Wow, that is so important. You know, I never understood how important it was to have a plan. Now, you don't have to have some grandiose plans, and I say this all the time. Don't complicate this. We love to complicate stuff. Don't complicate. This is not complicated. If you want to save $1 million, let's say that's your master plan. I want to save $5 million. That's your master plan. How do I do it? The first thing to do is to break it down into bite-sized chunks. Get it down to a place where you actually are saving so much per day, per week, per month, and stick to that. That's number one. So you gotta have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan and you don't have vision for that plan, now look at the word vision. Vision bespeaks of seeing something, like you're looking at Robert's book right now. It bespeaks of seeing something. So it would really benefit you to put pictures up on the wall of things that are important to you that would fit into your box, so to speak, that fits your plan and your vision. Things like living in Spain or owning a particular car. Now, it's all things, and it seems counterintuitive, but when you have the money to spend, it's not anymore. You can go and enjoy and spend the money on something because now you can actually afford it. You need to have that long-term vision and plan. That is critical. If you do not have a plan, then you're planning to fail. Plain and simple. I've said it many times on the videos. You fail to plan, you plan to fail. I can't say it any better than that. So you gotta have a plan. Number two, you have to believe in delayed gratification. Wow, how important is this? Because it ties in with the third point, which we're gonna cover in a second again. And that is delayed gratification. $1 today is worth more tomorrow. Hence, if you decide, oh, I've just got to have this thing, I got to have this thing, oh yeah, I got to have it. What's going to happen is you're robbing from your future self. People look at me and go, huh? Future self? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact that $1 you earn today can either be spent today, so you become a conduit for that money, and you've only owned it for a week or a month, and it's come into your hands and it's gone. What good is that? I understand you gotta live, I understand you have bills, but if you spend every single dollar that comes into your hands, it's a recipe for disaster, plain and simple. So don't rob from your future self. Get into a place where you're willing to suffer delayed gratification. And that means, hey, when that new phone comes out, I've got a snazzy a Google Pixel 6. You say to me, Frank, it's 2024. The Pixel 6 has been out for a number of years. Yeah, it has, but it works perfectly, does everything I want it to do. Why go buy another phone? Why spend $1,000 when I can put that $1,000 into a good investment? And if it's earning 10%, it's going to double every 7 years. So in 7 years, that $1,000 is worth $2,000. And in another 7 years, it's worth $4,000. You get the point. And believe it or not, compound interest works that way. And that leads me to point number 3. They use the power of compounding in their favor. So you need to learn how to use the power of compounding in your favor. When you don't have anything in the beginning, it's very hard to see this and visualize this. Back to number 1. Gotta have that vision, baby. Gotta have that vision. You don't have that vision, this will mean nothing to you. But if you have that vision and you come to believe that compounding can be in your favor and not against you, because if you're spending every dollar you got right now, first of all, you're robbing from your future self because you're not practicing delayed gratification. It's funny how all these tie together, eh? Not only you're not using the power of compounding in your favor, it's actually working against you when you're not practicing the other 2 points, that delayed gratification and having that long-term plan. Reason why is either you're spending everything you got and possibly more than what you have, and that's what the problem is. I have seen over and over again, and I've lived the fact that we don't just spend 100% of our paycheck. If we have the ability, credit cards, bing, 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 to go spend more than what we're making, we will. It's a natural tendency. We'll unconsciously spend between 10 and 20% more of what we make. So now, compound interest is working against us. Imagine a credit card at 28 or 30%. It's really working against us. If you have to pay 28%, you're gonna pay that money back in interest every couple years. It's crazy, like every 3 or 4 years, I'm sure. So the power of compound interest is not in your favor. But if you're saving, it is. Now you think, oh, I don't want to be waiting 10, 20, 30, 50 years, whatever it is, that reap the rewards of what I'm trying to do. An interesting thing happens here, and you got to trust me on this one. And that is, as you save, the world will conspire to work with you and not against you. If you save and you put a little away, in the beginning, it's, you're going to look at the interest on it and go, wow, that's not very exciting. I made a few cents, big deal. But you keep at it. You keep at it. You keep looking at your vision. You keep thinking about your plan. You just keep at it. But all of a sudden you've saved $10,000. Now you're making a few dollars per month in interest. It's not very exciting, but it's better than a few pennies. Then all of a sudden you've saved $100,000. Yes, it's physically possible. And let me tell you, once you've saved over $100,000, you are earning hundreds of dollars per month. Again, it's not terribly exciting yet. You can't live off of that, at least not where I live. But the thing is this just keeps growing, and the work of compound interest goes with you. Let me read a little excerpt out of Robert's book. I think it's very worthwhile reading. Albert Einstein was amazed at how money could multiply just by the power of compounding. He considered the compounding of money to be one of the most amazing inventions. I have to totally agree. Like I said in the beginning, this is not very exciting, and it just feels like you're on the treadmill. I did a video recently talking about Dave Ramsey and the fact that he says, pay all your debt off. And it's got a lot of people irate. They feel that I'm toting bad advice. But if you don't see progress, it's going to be tough to get out of that debt cycle, paying off debt, paying off debt. So I say to you, take these 3 points and take them to heart. First of all, sit down. If you're married, sit down with your significant other and build a long-term vision and plan, something you can both live with, something you can both get excited about. If your emotions are not behind this, you're not going to succeed. Start to believe in delayed gratification. That means saying no. Nobody likes that word. You go to a 2-year-old and say no, they go, I want it, and as adults, we continue to do that. We might not throw ourselves to the floor, wrap our feet against the ground, and pound our fists into the ground, but we still do it mentally. So start to believe in delayed gratification. And the third point, use the power of compounding in your favor. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and give it a like. I always appreciate your comments too. I don't mind if you don't agree with me. Tell me. Tell me why you don't agree with me. Just don't say you don't agree with me, but tell me why you don't agree with me. I like to hear your points. And be sure to check out Robert's book. I know he's had a lot of controversy against him recently, but that's okay. He's a smart guy. I've read a lot of his books now, and though he's hard to read sometimes, he does bring a lot of good points out of the woodwork to present and give us as things to think about. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out the video it's displaying right now. And if you do, we'll see you over there. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.